cereal, he's going to crunch cereal. That's all I'm saying.
Muesli. It's good for him.
Right? They keep him regular.
When did we go live anyway?
We just
right
did.
now.
Oh,
7 seconds ago.
Cool.
We just did. Yeah, as you know, I try to catch a little bit of that pre-show now.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody hooked for those first couple seconds.
We didn't get my F-bomb though, right?
No. They can
There's
wonder.
still time.
They can wonder what the hell we're talking about.
And I keep telling you, Fooey starts with a PH.
No, the F is for foreshadowing. Yeah.
But welcome in, everybody. Thank you for staying with us after tonight's planned airing of Chico and the Man. We are What's on Joe Mind. As you can see, we got last minute. We got Phil in the house. We were attempting to get a guest this week, and they just never got back to us. So we figured last minute, well, let's ask Phil.
Yeah, I got nothing going on.
Right, there's not a whole lot of hard news, so we might as well have Phil around for when we get to Q&A, because Lord knows it's always good to have people around that know what they're talking about. Mm-hmm. But anyways, stick with us. We'll be back after our kick-ass theme intro. Thursday night, it's 9:05, and it's time for What's on Joe Mind. We are a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. I'm your host, Mike Irizarry. How's everybody doing?
Ooh. Happy Life Celebration Week.
Something like that. So, Phil, what gives, man? You're not at Disneyland buying all the star crap? Come on now.
Well, I was just there on Saturday, so
that you and I both know that does not matter.
I got to record some of the people recording for the parade video they'll be doing on Christmas Day.
For what?
Every year on Christmas Day on ABC, they have like the Walt Disney World Christmas Day parade, and then they'll cut over to Disneyland to see what's going on. Yeah, that's not live.
What?
You were taping that?
I recorded the parade for my own channel, and in the shot I have the camera crew.
Okay, fair enough.
So I recorded them recording it.
Right, he's going meta on us.
Anyways, and he bought 17 more Chewbacca's ensconced in velvet.
We'll get to Phil in a second, but here, joining me here in the top row, he's the former head of marketing for the G.I. Joe brand at Hasbro. It's the Hot Show, Mark Barber.
And today I was the substitute teacher with the mostest. So let me tell you, third grade has never been so exciting as when Mr. Weber stomps in at noon. It was like, what's going on? Got a silent ball in one hand, list of assignments in the other. A kid wrote a story that used the term yo mama in it 10 times in one page.
It's how they spoke in the ancient times.
I guess. And the story was like, Derek and Jason are missing yo mama. I'm like,
that's private school education right there.
I don't think you can write that, man. But
people like to go on and on about private schools and how they're better, but there's no standards there. So no.
Not once I'm in the room, that's for sure. So
public education until we die, baby.
Let me tell you what, though. They got one of those spin around carousels on the playground. And more than once, I got it going fast enough that kids were hanging on with two hands and feet dragging on the outside, right? One little kid, like a second grader, just got ejected off of this thing. Luckily, right at me. And I caught him in a bear hug. I couldn't even see his face because he had his hood up. And he just said, I'm good. I'm like, yeah, you're good because you flew off at the only spot where there was an adult to catch you. So not thank you, just I'm good.
Most of the bones are still cartilage.
I told him to hang on.
No.
But kids these days, they don't listen.
I mean, really, adults these days don't listen either. So
I guess that's fair.
How many times are we coming on here week after week talking about the same old thing and people think it's the first time?
Yeah, I suppose it's true.
We've actually shown reruns each of the last 3 weeks and nobody's caught on yet. So
viewership is up, actually.
We have more subscribers now that we've given up.
Mhm.
I heard
Phil,
you're getting
for
into
his
collecting
channel,
beefheads.
take us with him in the picture. We're in the background. It's
Look
weird.
at that. It's called recycling. It's good for the environment.
Repurposing.
Mhm.
Repurposing content is what it's referred to as.
Mhm.
Anyways, in the bottom row, he is our resident expert on Teen Wolf, the animated series. Rack time, Rob.
It sucked.
Hey,
Sounds good.
Shame on you.
Sounds about right. But Dustin Jeffrey says, my wife says I don't listen half the time or listen all the time. If she thinks you listen any of the time, then you're doing okay. I mean, we'll be. I mean, I may have an ex-wife on the books, and that's a matter of public record in Jackson County, Missouri.
My wife says I have no patience, but I don't got time for that.
Yeah, ain't got time for that nonsense.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Dump out all your Legos, Derek. There's no live mic in the room.
At least he's not eating them. That'd be
That's
really
true.
crunchy.
Oh, was that cereal? I apologize.
Josiah Alcor notes that Halloween had tons of viewers arguing with the replay. It was funny too. I was there for the replay. We usually either Rob or myself is in the replay room, in the chat room when those premieres happen, because we don't want the experience to get ruined for folks who are tuned in. It's not nearly as many as for the live shows, but there's still anywhere from 30 to 35 people in there at any given time. So if God forbid our Russian bots show up, we're there to take care of the problem. But it was funny, the folks who just did not. We put up all week. Hey, we're not live this week. We're off for the holiday. We're going to show the replay. These are said in the description. These are repurposed videos. These are things that we did last year. These tier lists. And there's still folks that didn't catch on. Anyways, what can you do? In the bottom right, we magically caught him before he left for Disneyland again. He has a last-minute addition to tonight's broadcast. Phil Donnelly of Articulated Points is in the house.
I'm only an expert on Police Academy, the animated series.
Better than Teen Wolf.
I liked Hightower. Hightower was a badass.
I saw maybe half an episode once back in the 80s.
I don't know if the animated series was on in the 80s.
I think it's late 80s, early 90s. Yeah.
It was late 80s because it was putting out a toy line at the same time the real Ghostbusters was, and that I actually bought.
Is that the one with the gorilla?
No, the real Ghostbusters.
Oh, I was kind of confused.
The real Ghostbusters, who happen to be the second Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
But we won't get into that right now.
Not F Troop, the second generation.
Wasn't Police Academy's lead in Heathcliff? I know Mike loved it.
Anyways, Dustin Jeffrey says he's married 24 years today. Congratulations, sir.
Hey!
Eben Foster, question for Phil early. Did you back the Ghostbuster HasLab yet?
Not yet, but I will. It's just got to get around to it. No rush.
Actually, at this point, it's just a pre-order. So,
Yeah.
Signed, sealed, and delivered. So no hurry.
Yep.
No hurry. Are there stretch goals on that? I really have paid no attention to it.
There are. Yeah.
One of it's the carrying case for the traps. You can hook it to your belt. And also for the PKE meter. And then there's like patches or something.
Okay. They're just going full cosplay on that one.
Right? They
I
went
mean,
nuts.
it would be an upgrade for me.
They went nuts on that, sounds like. Spared no expense.
Look, man, belt clips. Ooh. Ooh,
No. I mean, it's like actual leather holsters. I mean, it's,
Considering my belt clip for my trap broke right at the beginning of Comic-Con this summer, yes, I need one.
So you were legit carrying the trap the whole time?
Yeah. Well, no. I think we managed to wrap it with the cable I have for the trap onto the belt. But yeah, it was iffy. Touch and go.
Should have put it around the neck like a necktie. That would have been awesome. Next time.
That's like 5 pounds around my neck while I'm holding a 15-pound backpack.
Good exercise, man. You're complaining some guy's cloud with a 50-pound sword that he's dragging behind him the whole time. Come on.
I'll be 3 inches shorter by the end of the day.
Look at this. Sudden but scary. Hello.
Oh.
He's been attacked by a wild animal.
He is wild.
Guard yourself.
Look at that. Get out of here.
He's down there looking for the wham button.
He's like, move that barbecue. He doesn't even want it.
He's here to help you pitch it, Mark. That's all.
Something like that. We'll see.
The cats tend to they say that they tend to hang around the computer when you're on the computer because they want to be a part of what you're doing. So I think Colin is just so used to the routine now that he wants to be a part of things.
He's been on the warpath tonight. He jumped up on the dining room table where Elizabeth was doing her homework and sat looking at her for a while and then tried to bite her out of nowhere. And then Derek has put together this gigantic Lego set on the table. And so he went after that next. Then he went after Derek's dinner.
Right.
And finally, once the food was off the table, I just picked up the dog and put her on the table because she can't get there herself. And Colin was so weirded out by that because that was a safe place for him, right? But not anymore. Now it's dog territory. And so he's been kind of feisty all night. And when you have a cat with 14 front claws, that's a problem.
Is it actually dog territory now? Did the dog pee on the table? What happened?
No, not yet. No, but the dog had never been up there before. So the cat had always assumed this is safe for me. Like his little cat condo over here. This is where he's hanging out, right?
Right.
Dog can't get there, so he sleeps there quite a bit.
Right. He's looking right at us because he wants to be a part of the program.
Because he doesn't like us. But join the crowd, Colin.
Right. Clearly he's not alone.
Yeah.
Our subscriber count shows that most people don't like us. But you can change things, of course, by clicking those buttons, doing all those cool YouTube things. Hit the little thumbs up if you like the video, and you do like the video.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, subscribe to the channel by clicking the red button on the right. If you're catching us on Facebook tonight, go ahead and give us some kind of a reaction. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a heart. Give us a little huggy guy. We love a little huggy guy. Be sure to send Mark an email about inquire about the availability of Slaughter's Marauders Barbecue. If he's got one, he's looking to move.
Yeah.
Rumor has it it's hot. Fell off the back of the truck.
It's not that. I don't think that figure was ever hot.
That's why people are backing out on you on that one, Mark.
Right. That figure was
choice was between the 70-inch TV or the barbecue figure.
That figure was DOA, baby. Come on.
We got to get our repaint money off of that mold fast and furious.
Mm-hmm.
But
comes with a new head.
What do you say?
Where we got it, we'll never say.
Also, be sure to check out our links down below. All of our social medias there, including our coffee account. If you have a few bucks laying around every month, send them to us. $1 a month gets you into the swear jar ears, gets you into our closing credits every week at the end of the show. And just it helps support us, helps us keep things rolling here, cover our expenses, and God forbid, fingers crossed, I have to cross my fingers this way because they don't twist real easy. But maybe get some equipment upgrades going this year. So look out. And of course, share us in all of your social media circles, Facebook pages, Reddits, Discords, what have you. We'll take everybody.
I think Rob thinks equipment upgrades means new Batman figures. See?
No, we might finally get Rob a proper table since he refuses to buy one for himself.
It's a stack of books, isn't it?
No, he's got one of those lap things where the computer sits on the plastic thing.
Oh dear.
Pillow.
Although next to me on the floor, 2 stacks of books.
I kind of assumed all of Rob's furniture that's Rob's furniture was just made out of full long boxes.
Yes.
Stuff just stacked creatively, right?
Exception of his bed and his dresser. I believe that is the case, yes.
I was sure the bed springs were long boxes, but apparently.
It's a full run of Power Pack holding up that laptop.
Right? and Cyforce and all the other New Universe comics.
Wow.
New Universe. Oh my God.
Anyways, what do you
Star
say?
Comics, baby.
We quit wasting the viewers' time.
Eh,
Why
Let's-
start now?
We got nothing else going on. Let's roll into community calendar.
That was the MacGuffin device. It alters the fabric of reality.
Community calendar. Well,
That is my new favorite.
but again, if you have anything for us, whether it's shows for community calendar, you've got some customs you want to show off, any correspondence for the show, we do mail call. Sometimes we'll even, if we get a real in-depth one, we'll break that off into its own little semi-episode. But yeah, just all of it goes to whatsonjoemind@gmail.com. Don't be shy.
I believe that that Wham remix is called Careful Whisper because it cannot get you demonetized.
Correct.
So, kudos to you.
We used it last week. We got all quiet. All was quiet on the Western Front.
Mhm.
So now it's back for a second run. Anyways, first up on the calendar, this coming weekend. Is that Sunday, Rob? It's Saturday. I don't know.
It says Sunday on there.
So I guess it does, doesn't it? But if you're around Fort Wayne, Indiana, at the Allen County Fairgrounds, the Fort Wayne Hobby and Collectible Show is going on. Admission is free. I don't know about parking. That's 2 hours away. I don't know. I
got to pay you to park in Fort Wayne.
Right, I don't think I've ever been to Fort Wayne. I've lived in Indianapolis many a year, but I don't think Fort Wayne has ever been visited.
As far as forts go, it's not bad.
Right, it's what I understand. It's
Yeah.
a pretty good in regards to forts.
It's no Sumter or Worth, but it'll do.
They had their own minor league basketball team until recently.
The Fort Wayne.
Mad Ants.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Named
Is
after
it?
Well, it was named after Mad Anthony Wayne, who was Fort Wayne is named after. So they went with the Mad Ants. They were an NBA G League team. But now they moved to Noblesville, which is a lot closer to us here outside of where they will be after this season. So God knows what they're going to be called then.
Noblesville?
Right.
Not feeling
Mad
it.
Barnes.
Not feeling it. Yeah, right?
I mean, Noblesville is it's our high school rival. So we're not on board with that. But
It's the county seat.
right. Hopefully they go with like a Hamilton County name or something like that, rather as opposed to Noblesville.
Phil's on to something.
They're going from the Mad Ants to the Wasps.
if
Anyway.
they signed Matt Barnes, it would be Matt Barnes in Noblesville.
That's it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a thinker.
Mhm.
Nothing.
Anyways, yeah, it's for the best. That's for the best. Firefly says, I don't think it's possible for them to condense a font any more than they did in this picture. I don't think so either, but that's
I mean,
it's a mouthful. Fort Wayne and Hobby and Collectibles Show. It's a mouthful.
They could have used an ampersand.
Hey, apparently one of the commenters is a local. The collector is saying
The
Noblesville's a nice
collector?
place.
The collector, are you from Car? Yeah, that's where we hide. We're not from here. We moved here.
They took over.
It's been home long enough.
Yeah.
We're barbarians from the East Coast by nature, but
Is that caramel or caramel? Caramel.
no, it's caramel.
Just checking.
Don't
Not Carmel.
don't make me drop you from the show.
Oh, come on. Phil set the record.
I mean, you could break it tonight if you're if you're feeling it.
I think I started too late. You really got to get on that if you want to get dumped 8 times.
Phil went with the California pronunciation, Carmel. Isn't that where
Yeah.
Eastwood was mayor?
Yes.
And he still lives there. Yeah.
Right. I would hope he wasn't mayor still. He's like 116 years old.
Talking to empty chairs.
Yeah, he don't need any more daily jobs. That's fine. All right. But But yeah, so anyways, if you're anywhere close to here, and the collector seems to be, because he grew up here.
Nice.
We're broke. We're like the two people who are broke in this town, but it's okay. We're in the slums, that 2-block radius of slums here in Carmel.
That hasn't been gentrified.
Right. The last apartments in town that aren't luxury apartments.
Ooh.
Anyhow. Anyway, if you're anywhere close to Fort Wayne, Indiana, get yourself to the show. It's a big one. Lots of dealers, lots of vendors. Not a real fancy one, but more of the garage sale / flea market environment. But lots of folks there to buy, sell, and trade. So get yourself out to the Allen County Fairgrounds. Get yourself to a free show.
Where is Carmel, California, exactly?
North.
By the sea.
So if you were going to get there, Phil, since you're closest, how would you drive there?
I wouldn't take the 10. It burned down.
You know why it burned down? It was jammed.
Somebody jammed something in there.
Apparently, they did say it was arson. Yes.
Holy smokes!
No, unholy.
In the last 3 days, Diana Davis has sold $6,000 worth of bonsai at the Fort Wayne Hobby and Collectible Show.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah, strangely enough.
And
Bonsai-
Not a little trees.
And for all you government snoopers on our podcast, that's not code for anything.
Yeah, it's actual bonsai.
Legit
trees.
bonsai trees. Yeah.
That is God's honest truth at the Fort Wayne Hobby and Collectible Show.
Mhm.
So again, that's Sunday. Get yourself there this weekend. Next up on the calendar, it's our good friends at Roma Collectibles having their Black Friday weekend sale. It's a yearly occurrence. We're actually closer to them than we are to Fort Wayne. It's only by a couple of minutes, but it's about a 10-minute difference if we were driving out to Springfield, Ohio versus driving out to Fort Wayne, Indiana.
What if it's jammed?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it probably is, because 465 is always being worked on.
Yeah, there's not a patch of road that's not being worked on around here. So
Anyways, you can see the happy
they're
little.
always crappy.
That is at 1030 Upper Valley Pike in Springfield, Ohio, November 24th through the 26th. That is Friday through Sunday, Black Friday weekend. Every in-store purchase, you get to spin the big wheel. That's going to save you 10 to 25% off every purchase you make in-house. That is crazy. They are also offering a free Roma Collectibles exclusive cover G.I. Joe comic. That's a Real American Hero, issue 256 from a couple years ago. Every
All the art.
gets a copy of that. Every online purchase at RomaCollectibles.com, 20% off. Most items at the Roma eBay store, which I believe is Roma Toys, 20% off. So the savings. Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
Savings. Help Aaron buy a bigger hat. Look at that little hat he's
Come
got.
on now.
He needs a bigger hat. Yeah.
It's a bigger hat. We
You
got
had to pay by the yard.
And plus, if you spin the big wheel, the closer you get to $1, the more likely you are to be in the showcase.
Ooh.
Right. Mark, did you ever spin the big wheel with Cheatham the Midget?
No. I thought it was actually a big wheel on the wall that you spun,
Did
or
you
like
spin
one
the
with a kid on it.
You pull the spin out lever. And,
Yeah. And off he goes.
leave little plastic tracks on the driveway?
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what Mom would yell at you about, wouldn't it?
Well,
He doesn't
Dad
turn
would,
over.
yeah.
We had blacktop growing up, so we didn't really leave from the big wheel. I used to get yelled at from the folks because I would do the spin out thing and try to get as close to the chain link fence without crashing into it. And I wasn't that good at it.
Right?
You got to work in your drifting, man.
I tended to drift right on into that chain link fence 9 times out of 10. So
But that one time you didn't.
Right?
at one time, I was pretty freaking awesome.
You can see that at dudeperfect.com.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Then I would just make 3-pointers from the roof of the house. So
Right.
it
You were ahead of your time.
was fantastic. We had a big old barn house. It was 3 stories. I'd just climb up there 50 feet off the ground.
That's why people go nuts in those YouTube videos, right? Because they've been failing for 5 hours and then they finally hit a shot. They get to go home. That's why everybody loses their mind.
We've had to go
No
to the
one gets
bathroom for
off the
so
roof till
long.
you make
Right?
a shot.
Right. I don't know what to think about stuff like that. You every so often, like if you're just playing YouTube roulette with the shorts or whatever, there's somebody trying to flip trading cards or something into their DVD player or something weird like that. Just stuff that nobody should ever think about trying to do, and somehow they're getting thousands of views to do this.
Rolling a bottle downstairs.
We're actually trying to create a community and provide a service. You can't get anybody to watch us.
Mm-mm.
So next week, Phil, bring some trading cards.
Ooh.
They're over there.
Well, playing cards. I don't want you to throw anything valuable.
Oh, those are over there.
Okay. Bring those. And we're just going to throw it at various open things.
That doesn't sound right.
I had an eyelash get into my mouth. That's the
Probably
word.
not.
Is it yours?
I hope. Talk about various open things.
Rob.
Mine are glued in
that's
periodically.
Yeah, Rob's are actually fake. His eyelashes are actually tattooed on.
They're implants.
All right. That sunk in. Okay, but anyways, yes, this is Black Friday weekend, so not next weekend, weekend after. Eat your turkey, sleep it off, visit Roma Collectibles in beautiful downtown Springfield, Ohio. They've got a big boy.
Bring your money. Go nuts.
Yeah, Rob and I went to the big boy the last time we were both in Springfield.
It's getting harder to find around here.
They got tartar sauce on the burgers. Apparently, that's the big thing. It's not as bad as you'd think.
I don't like tartar sauce. Doesn't matter what it's on.
Let the fools
It's
have
just
their
mayonnaise and
tar-
relish.
tar
What do you want?
sauce.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't good either. That's my point.
It was okay. It was all right. It's not my preference. I did order a burger that had enough other stuff on it as to kind of drown it out. But yeah, if you don't mind relish, you're not going to mind tartar sauce in your burger.
Mm.
But anyways, community calendar. Matt Rubin says, tartar sauce on burgers, they're copying the Eaton Park Super Burger. I'm going to guess the Eaton Park Super Burger is probably copying Big Boy. That's Big Boy has been around a long time.
Decades
Long
old.
time, like 100 years.
What is it? Eaton Park? Do I even want to know?
It's Matt Rubin. It's a Pittsburgh thing.
I figured it's a Primonte Brothers ripoff or something, but okay.
I've seen big boys in Pennsylvania. I know they exist.
Right. They're still kind of in that Eastern Rust Belt area. That's kind of their home. They used to be around here, but not anymore. Firefly has a story. We used to take road trips through Indy going to Atari computer shows, and one guy always insisted on going to Big Boy. If I never see his stupid face again, it'll be too soon.
Is his face stupid because of the Big Boy detour, or was it stupid regardless?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Look, if you're an Indy and you're getting a burger, you go to Steak and Shake. That's kind of our local thing.
I'm
No,
good with that.
not anymore.
Not
This is
anymore.
now a big boy podcast.
Right?
They almost all closed, but it still that. Anyways,
Look, you keep talking Big Boy, we're going to scare off all our Batman fans. That's not what they came here for.
I'm lost by that. But
Well,
anyway,
this is the preeminent Batman the Animated Series podcast on Tuesday nights at 9 Eastern.
right in the GI Joe community. Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of Batman, look at this. Oh, she is the night. She is vengeance.
She's not
She's-
eating.
And she's late for bed. Go to bed, Biz.
Is the cat still there, Mark?
Cat cam.
But is he in the cradle?
Still staring at us.
Not amused at all. He's gonna fit right in.
He's just got resting barbecue face. I think
Yeah,
that's
pretty much.
all. I don't think he's angry at all. I think he's just kind of that's how he looks. That's all he can do.
Yeah, I think this is as warm and fuzzy as he gets. So he's at least fuzzy.
Right. Next up, Steel City Con still happening. That's December 8th through 10th. That's Matt Rubin's part of the woods. You can see him on the guest list.
Matt Rubin, Big Boy started in 1936.
They're old. One of the oldest fast food chains in the U.S., of course, after the immortal and still the best White Castle. But Kurt Angle, Alec Baldwin, Peter Billingsley, Nev Campbell, John Cleese, Giancarlo Esposito, Pam Grier, Rose McGowan, Matt Rubin, Kiefer Sutherland, and of course not Dylan McDermott, no, but Dermot Mulroney, yes. That is at the Monroeville Convention Center in Monroeville, PA, just outside of Pittsburgh. You can get more ticket information, pricing information at steelcitycon.com. This is a big show. Like this is one where they sell 3-day passes and stuff. So be aware of that if you're in the Pittsburgh area.
Find Bart for a hug. We don't know what he looks like, so
Right.
Good luck.
Right. We know that from last week's episode. We know that he's tall.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see a tall guy with open arms, just making uncomfortable eye contact with everybody, like, huh? Mm-hmm. That's Bart. That's our guy.
Signing outside Steel City Con is a double table with Virgil and Antonio Brown, $2 each.
Come on now.
Antonio Brown's trying to make a whole lot of money.
He ain't charging anybody.
That's probably true.
You come up and take his picture. He just tries to beat you over the head, take your wallet.
That's probably true. Ironically, Antonio Brown's the one with no shirt on.
I don't know. He's a special kind of scumbag. Anyway, Dr. No Good, off topic for a G.I. Joe Transformer crossover. I would go with Whirl/Dragonfly with Wild Bill. Well, okay.
Whirl would look weird green, though. And the Dragonfly would look weird light blue.
Whirl looks...
I mean, if your Whirl is discolored.
He's got the Shockwave eyeball head, and he's got the claw hands, and he looks weird regardless.
He was a bit of a stretch. That's when they were grabbing any robot that transformed and just slapping an Autobot logo on it.
Right.
Go. Which is weird because his partner, Roadbuster, was fantastic. One of my favorites, but
Matt Rubin says, I wouldn't doubt that. Virgil went to high school in Wilkinsburg, another Pittsburgh suburb. So there you go. What's his name? Mike Jones?
Something like that. He had a very normal name, right? He went to he doesn't go to any shows that DiBiase isn't at, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe it's DiBiase won't go to any shows that Virgil's at. I think that's more accurate. Yep.
Are they doing shows in the Georgia State Penitentiary? Because
it's a good point.
Ted getting sent up for tax fraud, or
apparently everybody doesn't have a price.
Yeah. Or Mississippi. He's wrapped up in that same thing they got Brett Favre in. So anyways.
I'm trying to keep that $1 million.
Right.
But anyway, we'll get to more G.I. Joe crossover talk later in the show. We get to the news, we'll have more of that. Hang on to your questions in that regard until then.
Michael Jones. That's Virgil.
There you go. Told you, Mike Jones. Anyways, Bart says, I've met Virgil many times. He almost got me kicked out of a con once because he was running around with my sword swinging at people. What are you expecting giving your sword to Virgil?
He probably demanded it.
Hey now.
What do you expect? The man play fights for a living. Or play fought for a living.
Mm.
Anyhow. Yeah, so that's Steel City Comic Con. SteelCityCon.com for more details and ticket purchase information. What do we say when Giancarlo Esposito shows up on screen?
Here's the bad guy? I don't know.
You just automatically, go, oh, shit.
Oh, okay, because something's about to go down.
Something about to go down. I don't care if it's a Star Wars show. I was watching The Boys. He shows up in there. He's everywhere, man.
I like that about halfway through his professional career, he just established himself as a total badass, right? like Liam Neeson after Taken, right? Before that, he's all professors and dads and businessmen, and now all he does is whip ass anytime he's on screen. So good for them.
Right. It's an being the ultimate bad guy is not where you necessarily expected his career to go, but God darn, he's good at it.
Yeah.
Anyways, there we go. Let's say I'm clicking the button and nothing's happening.
That's what she said. Oh wait,
Same weekend. Heyo, New Jersey Comic Con. That's Saturday, December 9th. At the scenic Cherry Hill Holiday Inn in scenic Cherry Hill, New Jersey. That's very scenic. That's twice as scenic. It's from 8 to 4. Parking is free. I think it's $10 to get in. How much? It's a little bit at the door. But long show, always pretty good show for Joe collectors. Our good friend Kevin Watts is usually in attendance, hawking his wares because he's Philly people. But usually a good show if you're a Joe person. So if you're anywhere around Cherry Hill, New Jersey, get yourself out to New Jersey Collector Con.
I like how the graphic is slick until it gets to Vader. Like that's exactly when they ran out of budget.
Right.
Vader's voguing.
They just threw him on there like it was 3 a.m. and they just wanted to be done.
Yeah, that was the first image that came up on that Yahoo search for Vader. There, I'll take it.
Transparent background, Vader. Okay.
Right.
He's big. He's got pretty good resolution. He's got a freaking lance for a lightsaber, but whatever.
He's got a
Cool
full
noodle.
sword, undefeated in the Sith joust. Yeah.
That's Firefly says, I know I told this story on the show before, but my friend's wife in the leased property business caught Virgil watching porn in the business center of a hotel he was at. Nothing too surprising. Diana Davis asking, by the way, Phil, when are we doing wine tasting and stuff?
Ooh.
Phil, when are we going wine tasting?
Well, when are you free?
As soon as the traffic clears up on the 5.
Right, Phil, we're waiting on you to set a day, man. You're the local. We don't know the area. We're waiting for you to get this set. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Yeah.
And of course, same weekend, only Sunday. That's December 10th. Toy Man Show happening in St. Louis. That's at the Machinist Hall in Bridgeton, Missouri, just to the northwest, just outside the airport. $5 to get in, $15 for early bird. Parking is free. And again, if you can find Dave Draper and give him a big hug, you will get that 0% What's on Joe Mind discount.
While supplies last.
Dave Draper posted vacation pics this week. He got out to Florida. He was at Universal and at the Star Wars thing in Disney, and he was having himself a good old time. Tracking down all of his favorite theme park property theme park deals. So good times.
Hey, that's my thing.
Clearly not. You're not
Fight.
You're not sharing pictures on Facebook last week. You're just
Well, I can put it on now.
everybody knows. Oh, that's Phil. He must be at Disneyland. Well, Dave Draper's out there putting his rubber to the road.
Man. What?
That's like it hurts.
There's a picture of a castle. You happy?
It doesn't count. You gotta fight him now, because there can be only one.
There's Ariana DeBose singing a song from the movie Wish coming.
Is that dragon on fire? Hang on.
I mean, he was.
That's it. Yeah, anybody can pull up a picture from the internet, Phil.
Right?
I know you're not on Dave Draper's page, just showing us pictures from there.
Well, I mean, it's
You gotta hold up.
they don't have that's small world.
You gotta hold up a newspaper in the photo to prove it. That's how it works. Proof of life, brother.
All I got is me holding up a Nutcracker Mickey toy soldier.
Heyo.
Which could happen anywhere.
This is true.
Anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's I'm playing through the possibilities of this crew doing a wine tasting in my head, and in no way does it turn out right.
No.
I see myself sitting there with this snifter, just you can tell it's a red wine because of the red taste. Like it would just that's pretty much how that would go.
Mike, you're not supposed to swallow every tasting.
Right.
Then why do they call it wine?
Mike refuses to grade the wine because I put tartar sauce in it.
I mean, it's fine. It's just it's like the wine they serve at Big Boy.
Big boy wine. It's awful.
It comes in red or white.
Right. It comes out of a spigot.
Diana Davis asked, "Where do the small kids go to play?" Well, who cares? They get to play anywhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere
The
else.
answer is AEW. Yes.
You could go to the Bureau of Motor Vehicles. There's kids playing there. Hey, this is Toy Man Show is where big kids go to play. Racktime Rob, you ready for a wine tasting?
Sure, I guess.
Absorbeds wants us to do a wine tasting.
He needs more ammo for videos.
That's
Right?
going to be the best community calendar intro ever.
Got that bottle of cran grape in the fridge.
Right. Just leave it out on the porch for a while. That's good enough.
Bathtub wine.
Oh, yes. December 10th. Get yourself out to Toy Man. Dave Draper will be there. Will you?
Hey, that's my thing. Back off, man.
You gonna be a Toy Man, Mark Weber?
No. They don't let me out of the house. Come on now. I'm busy molding the the future of tomorrow. Is that how it works?
Brainwashing, molding.
You believe
Whatever,
that children
man.
are our future.
I got a third grader at a Christian school to write Yo Mama jokes into his story. That ain't bad.
Look, he did that for free. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Like normally you got to pay for that.
Derek and Bobby saw Yo Mama kicking a can down the street. They said, "What you doing?" She said, "Moving."
Right?
It's
Like
gonna
you got
get
to pay for that stuff.
gonna get an A tomorrow. I guarantee it.
I've dipped my toes in the comedy world, Mark Weber. Yo Mama jokes are expensive.
I suppose that's true. I suppose that's true.
They're expensive. You're getting them for free. You don't look that gift horse in the mouth, sir. Oh no, don't do that. You write all of those down. Anyway. Oh, and of course, also December 10th, if you're in Phil's neck of the woods, the SoCal Joe Show going on in I can't Temecula. I was trying to read the address. I came up woefully short. It's at the Embassy Suites in Temecula. I believe it takes up the bottom 6 floors of that hotel.
Ooh.
Is that
I
correct?
say this in all seriousness. You can literally go wine tasting down the street.
From the SoCal Joe Show?
From that location.
All right. Well, that sounds like a day right there. I think we know what's going on December 10th in Temecula.
Mhm. How would you get there?
Temecula.
There, Phil. She's
Right.
what they have in Temecula.
How would you get there though? From the wine? Never mind. I already checked that out.
Come on now.
Yeah, we're good.
We did the intro with that one.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times?
We're good.
We could beat it down with.
You
15.
can't bank those. I wish you could bank them because we'd be good through the end of the year at least.
Oh,
You take the 15.
Seriously though, I forget the property. Who's the cowboy on the right side there with the blue horse behind him? What were those guys?
Brave Star.
Wave Star, yes.
Oh,
You know,
Tell.
a pretty good show actually.
was it?
Not bad.
I don't think I ever even bothered.
It was okay. It was a little late for us, but I remember I would watch it. I wasn't interested in the toys by that point, but I watched the show and it was okay.
And apparently the horses ride the cowboys in that show.
No, you're right. He rides the horse, but the horse could get up and carried a big ass shotgun.
And can talk.
The horse was kind of a badass.
Apparently.
He was the Chewbacca.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was their take on Ukla the Mock. I will leave
Ukla the Mock, who's leaving Thundar to go to the Big 12 apparently, or no, the Big
Yes.
10.
Yes.
Yeah. The
Ukla.
Big 20, the Big
Ukla.
19.
Yeah, exactly right.
Big 30. Anyways, Diana asks, how can you forget Brave Star in 3030? I portend to you, ma'am, Mark is old.
Yeah, who's 3030? Is that
The
the horse?
That was the horse, yeah.
His name was 3030?
Correct.
All right.
Look, I'm not going to say that that's a great name, but character was fantastic, and
Yeah.
it wasn't a bad show.
I'm going to say that the needle is slipping over to Ukla the Mock a little more and more. I hear about 3030, the bipedal horse.
Look, Ukla the Mock is the gold standard of barbarian sidekicks.
I mean, come on.
I mean, granted, Brave Star is no barbarian; he's a lawman, but
Mm.
you know,
Ukla pushed that whole dashboard out of the helicopter.
right.
Come on.
Completely off camera.
Yeah,
Can't beat that. He did that in one take.
it's not bad.
Because amateurs do 2 takes. Ukla's
Pretty soon, though, as patient as he's been, Ukla is going to need to fire Chip Kelly. I mean, come on.
It's going to push him right through that
It
dance.
ain't coming back, right? Come on.
You know
Jay
how-
Leno's not getting any funnier. Let's go.
You know how Ukla is, man. Once he's loyal to you, he's just there all.
Man, Ukla, good for you.
He's Oh, Matt Rubin asked, there's wine tasting and beer tasting. What the hell happened to bourbon tasting or the vodka tasting? You can do bourbon tasting not far from here in Kentucky. Vodka tasting, I couldn't tell you that, man.
Russia.
I tend to black out on that.
Right?
They don't have that on 3CP2.
Right? How come there's no like onion ring tasting? I'd go to that. Right?
It's just a pub crawl, Mark.
There's a decent amount of. I don't want to go. I want them to bring it to me.
That might be why.
I'm telling you.
But they're just going to bring up a fryer to your front door.
I don't care, man. Just dish it out. There's a decent amount of variety in onion rings, right? You go to a new pub or sports bar or whatever, you aren't sure what you're getting, right? You're waiting to see what the onion ring's like. Onion
Might
ring
get a
tasting.
fry.
Maybe mixed in.
Right. That kind of is the hallmark of a good sports bar, isn't it?
Good onion rings?
Good onion rings. That's
Down with that.
separates the men from the boys.
I'll still people pick on Denny's a lot, and rightfully so, but man, they can sling some onion rings, let me tell you. Ain't
Hey.
nothing like a 3 a.m. onion ring.
Absolutely. If it's deep fried, Denny's that's their wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I won't pick at that. I won't pick at that. Jeff Butler asks, Ukla, Fran, and Ollie. That is the crossover team for the generations there.
Wow.
Is that
That's
Fran?
that's the most dated reference we've ever had.
Is that Fran Drescher?
It's up there. It's
That's
hey, she had a good month. You leave Fran Drescher alone,
true. She kind of kicks ass. Who
Right.
knew?
right? There was some weirdness around Halloween, but besides that, pretty good run for Fran Drescher in 2020.
Fair enough.
But Dustin Jeffrey says you can go whiskey tasting at a distillery a mile from my house and moonshine tasting down in Nashville.
Well, that you just do wandering through the woods.
I mean, moonshine tasting, it really doesn't exist. There's a moonshine sip and then waking up in an alleyway.
Or not so much an alleyway as just like a fjord or a ditch out in the woods. Hooded Cobra Commander 788 asks, "Where the hell are the singing cats?"
It's actually signing
Call it
cats.
the signing cats.
Signing cats.
Mark, tilt your camera over, please.
Right over here. There's one.
There he
Hey,
is.
He
wake
is-
up, brother. Yeah.
That's
That's the
gonna
good
cost
stuff.
a finger.
That's the good stuff right there. He knows what's up. The other ones are out in the parking lot with Virgil and Antonio Brown.
I don't think he was expecting a real answer for that. But so anyways, if you're out in Phil's neck of the woods, Phil, you gonna be there?
Yeah, it should be.
Good. What kind of a discount can they get if they find you and hug you?
Ooh.
Negative $20.
All right, it's $5 to get in, $20 to hug Phil.
Wait a minute. Did you just put out your hug gigolo rate? That's pretty awesome.
If I can get it.
You're a hugalo. No, you're a hugalo. There you
He's
go.
a huggalo.
That's not better, but
He's the part-time star of What's on Joe Mind. That's where
right.
right?
I
Biff
remember
the
when,
Conky Dunk, male
I
prostitute.
remember when Mike Awesome powerbombed the huggalos on top of a bus. It was pretty slick.
He power bombed him off the bus.
He saved one. One started to go, and he grabbed him before he could slide off onto his neck.
He power bombed the skinny clown off the side of the school bus. And you know something? I respect that skinny clown.
You know what?
He got up immediately afterwards. That guy's tough.
I never liked anything the Insane Clown Posse did, but they took a beating in wrestling. So I'll give them credit for that.
Absolutely. Donnie Brooks every time they took to the ring.
They got pounded.
And they always got up afterwards.
Were you a bigger fan of Shaggy 2 Dope or Violent J?
Which was I don't know which one was which.
I think Dope was.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, whatever. I mean,
whatever the skinny one is, he got power bombed off the side of a school bus and got up.
yeah.
So that's my guy right
Yeah.
there.
Salute.
Right? And Mike Awesome was a gigantic human being, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's a dopey name, but Mike Awesome was cut and 6'7".
One of the most misused guys of all time. Oh,
ECW got him right.
ECW they had already got him right.
Right.
It wasn't like nobody ever figured him out.
All you had to do was turn him loose to destroy people, and you're doing it right. And they didn't do that.
Mm-mm.
They didn't do that. Dustin Jeffrey is picturing cats doing sign language now.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to the Cobra Commander 788.
Colin has a middle claw he likes to hold up.
Right.
There's 3 on each side of it. He says Wolverine's a bitch.
I have to put this up because it's a G.I. Joe joke, but Jeff Butler says when Flint really angers Allison Hart Burnett, she becomes Violent J.
I think you've blocked me from the show for less than that.
Yeah,
I'll allow it.
Jeff Butler's not even one of our. I should give him 5 minutes. He's not even one of our Patreon guys. So
Right. Tim Peterson's pouring one out for Mike Awesome.
right. The Fat Chick Thriller. That's
Gone way too soon. Ugh.
yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Hmm.
I'm trying to determine if that was a worse gimmick than that 70s guy, or because I mean, at least Fat Chick Thriller was happy.
It's also Mark Grace's nickname in Chicago.
Right. But that's Chicago for you.
Eh.
Sounds like something Scarface would say.
Anyways, that's all we got for community calendar this week, kids. Remember, you'll see the email in just a second. I got to play an outro for us. This one's new, so be ready.
I'm
Everybody
scared.
pay attention. It's a premiere.
He has the MacGuffin device.
Community calendar.
The
Welcome,
Fox
Phil.
Robin Hood?
I get shot down and he's Robin Hood?
You get shot, Mark. That's rough.
Yeah, friendly fire too.
Look, you're trying to make off with the MacGuffin device. I can't blame him for that,
Pretty good shot for a guy wearing a monocle.
right?
He
You only
closed
need
the
to
other
correct
eye.
it with one eye.
Right, it's a targeting reticle. I'm sorry.
That's a tough one for the honcho, and then Phil shows up and he's a furry.
Man.
I'm not even wearing pants, man.
You talk about the video or right now? Come on now.
The answer
Why
to
why ruin the surprise?
Yes.
that is yes.
That's a quantum pants question.
Quite simply, yes. Matt Rubin says that explains the back pain, right, Mark?
Stabbed in the back. Jesus.
Right? Look, it's Cobra. You got to expect that sort of thing.
Man, orthodontists.
That's all they're about is pain.
Be a dentist.
Oh. Remember, if you've got anything for us, send it to whatsonjoemind@gmail.com. Whether that's shows you'd like to see in community calendar, customs that you're working on, other Joe-related stuff. You got questions for the mailbag, hit us at whatsonjoemind@gmail.com. We've got all that other cool social media stuff down there, and by all means, follow us there. But really, the best way to get your material on the program is that Gmail address. Firefly notes that, to be fair, this is G.I. Joe. We have the monopoly on targeting monocles. It's kind of our thing. That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, Metalhead, yeah.
But
Thunder had a binocular. He was saving up for the other half. I'm pretty sure.
right, you just like to. It was better to stare longingly in the distance with the monocle.
I suppose.
He was buying in installments.
Anyways, let me scooch down another 6 or 10 buttons to where I can start the news. Laggy tonight. I didn't actually see the news button happen. So did the thing play?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. But I can't tell. I have no idea. First news item.
Speaking of lag,
Hey, I'm Dootin here.
We are coming down the home stretch on retros. That is a classic style 3 3/4 O-ring action figure that stays crunchy in milk.
Hey, Derek.
Ragtime Rob, as our senior Kickstarter correspondent, go ahead and fire that up. Get us a count on what's going on with retros. Are we funded? What's going on there?
Let's see.
While you're doing that, we'll take everybody through the offerings that are available to us one more time. We've got the Fist with a couple of offerings there. Some mercenary types. We've got the Safe. Is that the Safe? I can't tell. It looks like the Cafe. Other coffee-inspired mercenaries in that one, and then Pocket People, which I believe are the good guys. But essentially generic army builders to fill out your various armies of your G.I. Joe and similarly scaled collections. So if you're interested in these, this is Zyka Toys doing this promotion. Be sure to check them out.
It's not looking good.
Okay, what you got, Rob?
13,149 on a goal of 30,000. 13 hours to go.
Okay, yeah, so you're gonna have to rally up on that one because this is noon tomorrow Eastern time. So give a look. We have done our best. I apologize that we didn't know about this one sooner. We could only give it the protracted end of the campaign. What's on Joe Mind push that time. So, but check it out again. If you like it, pledge it. You won't have to wait long to find out.
Big finish. We hope.
Right. Next news item.
Do. That's enough.
Okay. All right. You got 3 weeks left. Actually, more like two weeks and a day left on the Legends of the Hidden Force backer kit. That is closing up end of the day, November 30th. Excuse me. There is an exclusive out there. I can't read his name because that type's too small for me on the computer right now. I'd leave that.
Master Ayakashi.
There you go. And that is exclusive to the backer kit. So be sure to get your pledge in there somewhere in the next couple of weeks. You want more details about Legends of the Hidden Force? We had Darren on the show twice. That's the man behind the magic at Whiskey Jack Toys. So check out What's on Joe Mind 256 and Special Edition 84. You want all the specifics on the characters available. And be sure to check that out at Backer Kit. Got the address on the screen there. Pause the video, punch it in another window later. Just come back and get us. And that way we get 2 views.
Yeah. Ooh. Clever.
Right?
Clever.
That algorithm.
Right. Like, share, subscribe. Submit. Obey. Obey.
Right.
Smoke. What?
Ivan at Niage.
Diana Davis asks, "Man, I'm hungry. Has anyone seen Cullen?" Phil, have you seen Cullen?
No, but there's some Black Widow vibes there.
Was it our week to watch him?
Right. Mark,
Yes.
Cullen.
I told you not to let him off the leash.
I mean, legit, let one of them savage bulldogs loose. They'll track him down.
Right. What do they got all that sense of smell for if they're not?
That's right. Get some splash.
Make their own stink and smell that. I guess I don't know. That's yeah, more monocles: Overlord, Long Range, Major Storm, Long Shot, Overkill, etc.
Long shot. Oh wait,
Long range. Yeah.
Long Range, yeah,
redhead. Another red. A lot of redheads on the Joe team.
They are. They have their own ginger division.
Mm-hmm.
Major Blood just likes to say he has an opaque one.
Right. You don't know what's on the other side of that patch.
Ironically, it's another patch, just as a backup.
It's Charmony Soft.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next news item.
That's the makeup.
Settle down now.
The last one's kind of short.
Easy there.
Yeah.
But Super 7 Cobra Mothership still funding. Remember, that's through December 11th. 495 big ones, plus another $100 or so for shipping, plus more money if you want to get the extra figure packs. Financing is available.
It kind of has to be.
Right. There was supposed to be some information coming out on this today. I didn't have a chance to get updated on it. Tuesdays are a bad day to try and do a news dump around the What's on Joe Mind compound. But as of yesterday, they were at 1433 of 4,000. I don't think that number has changed a whole lot in the space of the last 2 weeks. Racktime Rob insists that it's gone down. I don't think it's done that, but it certainly hasn't gone up that much.
I think it's gone down one, but yeah.
Phil Donnelly, you are our Cobra Mothership senior correspondent.
Oh, 1435.
Oh, 2 more.
Woohoo!
What do you think on this one? It's going to happen?
I have my doubts. I would like it to happen, and then I would not like it to happen because I really can't afford one. So I would want to have one if it did happen, but I can't really afford it. So if it doesn't happen, it doesn't hurt me not to have it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a vicious circle, you see.
It doesn't hurt you to not have it either way, Phil. You don't have to. You're not a slave, Phil.
It hurts.
Listen to me trying to deprogram him on the air.
The Yojo is ingrained deep.
Right.
The Yojo FOMO.
That's right.
I'm glad they finally released an updated count because it was forever to get an updated count, right?
I don't know if it was that or if it just slowed down to the point where we didn't notice. It really that number there was somebody on Twitter and I apologize, I did not pay attention to whose account that was. So if it's you and you're seeing this, you have my apologies. But they had taken stock of the number every day at say 7 p.m. and it was different every day. It just wasn't real different every day.
Oh, okay.
And that's been for a couple of weeks now. So yeah,
I mean, to be fair, in the middle is when almost all campaigns stagnate to some level, right?
Right. Like, so I wouldn't say this is dead, but it didn't get off to the greatest start, right?
Yeah.
Like we've been at about 30. It was about 33% after the first week, and so you figure, well, if it's going to start kind of slow, maybe there'll be more of a middle more of a cream filling on the middle part of that campaign.
Mhm.
For the folks that didn't just jump on immediately, because again, it's a big ask, money wise and space wise.
Mhm.
Doesn't help that the campaign ends the same day as the Ghostbusters one.
Right. That not helping it either. There's a lot of things wrong with the logistics on this. I understand that you have to go sometime. Like you're never just going to be completely free of competition on these things. But I mean, right in the heart of Christmas shopping season is a huge, huge ask.
It looks nice.
I mean, I'm hopeful. I'm gonna say I'm optimistic. I'm hopeful for it. I'm in line, but I had to think and I had to maneuver some stuff to make that work. Right. This is a big ask.
Yeah, there's a bump coming on the tail end of this, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's not going to just completely. It's not going to stay at 1433. I have my doubts if that is going to be a big enough bump at the end to get it over the top. Firefly helping us out. Brian Flynn was interviewed for Joe Fest, and that was who the channels that message was going through today. Did not confirm, but strongly hinted that this is the only O-ring from them. It's a huge honor from Hasbro. More may come if this funds. So, okay. Andrew Galgan asked, didn't Hasbro's Ghostbusters HasLab date come out after Super 7? It did. It started after Super 7 did. But it's kind of a different fan base there. You're not getting a ton of overlap. I'm sure there's some Joe fans that are big into Ghostbusters, like Phil. I mean, it's hard to use Phil as a gauge though, because Phil's kind of into everything.
I'm not into My Little Pony.
Yes, you are. And
Friendship is magic, Phil.
That's why I have no friends.
Boo!
One of those horsies has a hat, Phil. You're in. Come on.
Right?
Got a hat.
I still maintain
One of those horses has a hat.
Everybody likes Ghostbusters, but it is nobody's favorite property.
I actually know a guy who is that big into Ghostbusters that it is his number one thing.
Number one.
Yeah.
Whew.
Somebody down in San Diego has made a replica Ecto 1. You don't do that if you're not a big fan of Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it's that crowd exists, Mark. They're not big, but they are vocal and they make themselves present.
They can still buy some of those Series 1 6-inch Ghostbuster figures. They're still out there.
Well, I mean, I'm sure, but
for $1.99 on the bottom shelf at Target.
I used to go to 7 Toyman shows a year, and every single time there was the St. Louis regiment of Ghostbusters, complete with their custom rides and ornate, proton packs, and they had those slime shooters from the second movie that they built on their own. Like those are people that are into Ghostbusters. So,
and those two guys have a secret handshake. It's pretty cool.
There was like a dozen of them on the months that they weren't strongly represented. There would be 5 or 6, and there was usually more like 12 or 13.
Okay.
I mean, so either way, they're more than the movie.
Right. It's not a huge segment. I'll grant you that it's not a gigantic fandom, but man, the people who are in, they're in.
So bottom line, I'm right.
No.
Next news item.
You said you don't know anybody. Well, I know one guy, and that's right there. That's the one that disproves you, Mark.
I didn't say I didn't know anybody. I said there weren't any.
Well,
not one.
I know one.
Yeah, I'm calling bullshit, but okay.
I'll shoot you.
He lives in Canada. You wouldn't know him,
right?
No, but he is 6'10", so be careful what you say.
6'10"?
Yes.
Never mind.
Right.
It just became my favorite property too.
Right.
I like all the movies except that one.
Oh. Torpedo Mike asks, if friendship is magic and Phil is at Disney all the time, isn't Phil surrounded by magic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the transitive property is supposed to be if Disney's magic and then friendship is magic. I should be surrounded by friendship, but
right. But that's not the case.
Happiest place on earth.
By myself.
So you can do whatever you want. Come
That's
on
right.
now.
Small
I'm
world
hungry.
again.
I want a churro. Daddy, let's go on Small World 7 times in a row.
Ugh.
I says I love
That
Ghost-
happened. That happened, Rob. Oh,
but they would need to be O-ring for me to buy them. I'm with that. Like if they put out if they did real Ghostbusters, but they did like posable figures for a change, that would be an awesome line to collect, and I would collect that.
I'd only buy the gorilla.
No, real Ghostbusters, Mark.
I can't tell them apart.
Sure,
Which
you
The
one
one
is-
without the gorilla is the one we're
So the
talking
gorilla is the fake Ghostbusters?
they're not fake. They're just original.
Okay.
They're the Filmation Ghostbusters.
Okay.
F Troop, the next generation.
Right.
Okay. We didn't get F Troop and Bend. I'm sorry. We didn't get MTV either. By the way, I saw this week. The opening broadcast of MTV is closer to the bombing of Pearl Harbor than it is to today. Whoa.
Can you kick him
Old-
from the show?
Old man, he could. He has.
Yeah, that's okay.
I was headed there until he brought in a 6'10" friend, and then I backed right off.
Yeah, Matt Rubin says there's a big difference between 6'10", 150 and 6'10", 250. If you're scared of the latter, that's understandable. If you're scared of the first, this is more 6'10", like 350. So
No, Matt, a 6'10", 150? Even if I sweep the knee, he's probably falling on me. I don't want any part of that.
right, he's all elbows, and they're probably
Yeah, come on now.
And
Still
6'10",
100 pounds
150 was
on
probably
weight.
jagged.
Do you really want to fight Sean Bradley? Come on now.
got range, man.
Yeah, not anymore, but too soon.
It is unfortunate what happened to Sean Bradley.
Dude, that guy though, man, when he played, guys would drive the lane and he would just turn into a target. Just like, yeah, I'm dunking on you. 7'6", 105. Yep. Yep.
Look, he was a good shot blocker, but
He was.
when they're just coming after you on every possession, it looks like you're not.
He also ate more knees to the face than any 7'6" guy should have had to.
Or shoulders to the chin, or
Yeah.
it was not good.
He was a baseball player in high school.
Yeah.
I could have struck that guy out.
Well, he wasn't 7'6" in high school.
He was 7'1".
He was
He was 7'1", 55 pounds. It was incredible.
5'2". He had a growth spurt.
he just kept
It was
growing.
incredible.
It's like David Robinson, David Robinson committed to Navy, he was 6'5", and then by the time he graduated, he was 7'3", and you're like, okay.
And he served on a sub.
Sure.
Can you imagine? David Robinson, the nicest guy ever, right? How many times he cursed on that submarine? Bonk.
Oh no, he got out of sub duty because he was too big for the sub.
Oh, that was it? Okay.
Yeah,
But
they had to reassign him somewhere else.
to answer your hypothetical, Mark, probably a lot.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So anyways, Cobra Mothership, you'll give it a look and figure out your finances and get back to us. Next news item.
Do.
I am the king of the sloppy segue, aren't I? Anyways, this week's real news
Oh,
revealed by the revealer, JT Prime 17. An upcoming G.I. Joe Transformers collaboration set. You like I did the updated logo there. I took the 2022 out.
Yeah, nice.
My Photoshop skills are slowly moving from D- to D.
I'll meet you at the yellow belt ceremony for both of us.
D- to D.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, you can see him there in the picture. That's our friend Sergeant Kup. And he will be transforming into the Triple T, manned by Sergeant Slaughter and recklessly ridden by Leatherneck on the side, just above the tread, in which he could just, like, if he catches his pant leg, it'll kill him. But 1/18th scale O-ring construction assumed, because that's what all these other ones have been. Cost is, we don't know yet. We don't know when it's expected either. There really aren't a lot of details. There's no pictures, which is why you're seeing everybody cobble together. Cobble together all these
Stock photos.
hackneyed photos from, with bits and pieces from Phil's collection and Transformer animation models, but yeah, that's what we got is Sergeant Kup with Sergeant Slaughter and Leatherneck, a collection of sergeants, if you will, a Kup-Full of sergeants.
Ooh.
Yeah, what rank is Leatherneck?
He's a gunnery sergeant.
All right.
Yeah, he has the job that his job on his file card is the job they gave to Sergeant Slaughter on the cartoon.
They never really paid attention to those ranks in the cartoon.
So watch your back, Sarge. There's a reason he's just off your peripheral vision there.
Firefly asked me to zoom in on the sadness in Cup's face. I cannot do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I would, because it's not a very joyful Kup. Diana Davis notes that Kup seems like the kind of Transformer who'd get tired of Slaughter real quick. I disagree with that.
Other way around. Kup will be ranting about petro rabbits, and Sergeant Slaughter will just have to suplex him to get him out of his face.
I think they would have many interesting stories to share with one another, including how Sarge once dipped his thumb in iodine and shoved it right in Megatron's nose.
That's right. He'll smell that for a week.
I think Leatherneck would get tired of Kup in a hurry, but Leatherneck is a grouchy man. He gets tired of everyone. But I think Sarge and Leatherneck or Sarge and Kup would get along just fine.
I think this is actually kind of inspired because Cup's Cybertronian mode is this weird, chunky pickup truck looking thing.
Right.
And it kind of fits. So, okay.
Yeah, it works better than most of the others do. It's my problem isn't so much that they made it Kup. It's just my problem is the Triple T is inherently pretty lame.
Yeah.
So if it's a good looking robot, I can't say that this wouldn't be a bad, because how much love does Kup get these days, right? Not nearly enough. For one of the better cartoons, or one of the better characters, rather, of the G1 cartoon, you don't hear anything about Kup anymore. And he was great. But so I'm glad he's included. I just, the Triple T, whatever.
Yeah, we only give it 2 T's. The Tag Team Terminator.
Look, at least they gave Sarge a tag team partner.
That's true.
Right? It can be a tag team Terminator now, because at least there's 2 guys.
This has functional treads, lights and sounds, and a button you can push that says Ba Weep, Grana Weep, Nitty Bong. So,
all right.
No Energon goodies.
That's all win. Yeah, no, they're out, right? They ran out.
Rachel Salinas doing some role play. Sarge cuts one in the Kup Triple T. He's going to smell that for a week.
That's also, you push a different button.
It would be hilarious if Sarge becomes the target master.
Oh my!
Says he never noticed the indifference in Sarge's face before in that art. He looked super bored. I prefer to think of that as steely resolve.
I think he's like, "Where's my check?"
So, Mark Weber, your thoughts here?
It's inspired. So I like that the vehicle mode kind of works. Ending Sarge is kind of fine, but these are the ones that I eventually drew. I tend to get almost everything, and I drew the line on these. I got the Soundwave one. The Soundwave one looks pretty awesome, right. But they're like Big Bad just had the Ostriker Bumblebee and the Hiss Tank Megatron on a pretty ridiculous sale, like 60% off or something, and it didn't move my needle either. So for a guy who grew up as a big Joe and big Transformers fan, and a guy who worked on both brands, I'm not mad at them, right? I'm not hating on these products, but they just don't do much for me. I wish there was more O-ring around than just these.
Right.
But from Hasbro. There's plenty of other guys doing good O-ring work, but
Dennis Fleming says it's a gunnery sergeant's job to be grumpy and sarcastic. Signed, Gunnery Sergeant DM Fleming, U.S. Marine Corps.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And what does he know, right?
Yes, sir. Happy Veterans Day.
Yeah, I hope you had a good Veterans Day weekend.
But Diana Davis asked, do Transformers have a sense of smell? I'm sure they have olfactory sensors, so sure.
Don't they react on the planet of junk?
Right. I mean, it can be an important survival device. So
So I just thought I'd be dropping up to that pay window, baby.
there we go. Dr. No Good says you could do a World Dragonfly with Wild Bill and Crazy Legs. Well, okay.
We already heard that. Come on.
Just
Whoa, deja vu.
Same guy, but I don't know if the Dragonfly has the same tag team requirement as the tag team Terminator.
Give me a hammer, the hammer Hummer. Wow, that sounds great. A hammer Jeep that turns into Roadbuster, and now we're talking.
I mean, we're not here to hammer on your preferences, Mark.
Hey now,
Whatever.
that's what we're looking for.
Phil Donnelly, your thoughts on Sergeant Kup as the Triple T?
I mean, Kup as a Triple T makes more sense than Bumblebee as the Ostriker. I'll say that. And I hope they're getting better at this because, frankly, I hated that Megatron hiss. It's terrible. And so I'm just hoping we're getting some, institutional knowledge here in these crossovers, and it's okay. Let's go with the Triple T. I mean, the only other pickup truck in G.I. Joe was one of those Tonka releases, so you're kind of limited in the choices.
You who really hate?
No, there was towards the end. What was it? The Roadbuster Roadbuster was the Transformer.
My guy.
They had
the Mudbuster.
They had some kind of like battle pickup truck, like in '93 or something.
Ooh. You know who really hated the Bumblebee as Ostriker? Beachcomber. He was really mad about that.
He's a pacifist, though. He can't be hanging around with the
Yeah. Well, that put the pissed in pacifist. Wait, that doesn't work. Never mind.
It's sideways. It does.
Hey, man, how come that's not me when it's totally me, man?
Well, it wasn't blue. How could it be?
It was yellow. They hit all that yellow. So, Battle Wagon.
No, not the Battle Wagon.
That's the one that Kirk Bazigian almost died in.
Well, that's right.
It might be the Mudbuster you're thinking of, but I mean that looks more SUV-ish too. But
Rack time, Rob.
either
What do
way,
you think here?
I think it's fine.
Now, I guess here's the moment of truth. Marker, you said you're in on these.
No, I was only in on the Soundwave.
Phil, you're in on these.
probably.
You're in on everything. Were you in on these ones? But the other Transformer.
Yeah, it was the Mudbuster.
He's going to show us rather than just say yes.
Oh, look. Did you just get that out of the trash?
I keep it under this thing, so
So you keep it under something so you don't have to see it and get mad.
yeah.
Right. It's a good looking hiss tank.
Oh no.
Well, there's a piece that goes over the top of that.
Yes, he has a cover to help him hide his face, but
So
yeah.
he's a parts
Whoa.
former.
Right. There is a lot of kibble on that Megatron hiss tank.
That's rough.
We need a beachcomber with lifeline. Now that's an idea.
Oh yeah. You can put it somewhere not fighting anything.
Right. Not being fun.
Wait till they have a snowcat that turns into Snowcat.
I mean, it would make more sense.
If you have an idea for what you would like to see as a G.I. Joe Transformers crossover, go ahead and leave it in a big boy comment down below.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, by all means, if you're here with us live, put it in the live chat too, but make sure you leave it down in the big boy comment, because that's where the money gets made for us. That's what drives the traffic, baby. Firefly notes that that's the only hiss that takes the Transformers unclassified blast effects. It looks awesome on the shelf. So there you go. There's something.
Yeah, untransformed, sitting on a shelf looking like a hiss tank. I bet it looks great.
Right. That's kind of the problem with it is that it looks great as a hiss tank, but it's Megatron, man. We're supposed to be able to enjoy that as Megatron, and it's kind of a janky Megatron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they did do a better job with Bumblebee in robot mode. They did do a better job with Soundwave in robot mode. So I have no doubt that this will be at least okay as Cup. I'm not a fan of the Triple T. More, I don't think that it's not that I don't think they'll do a good job with Cup as the Triple T. It's the Triple T.
Well, I mean,
the combat lazy boy.
The Triple T is nobody's favorite. What especially irks you about it, Mike?
The
lack of cockpit,
the open cockpit, the lack of any kind of real weaponry. Yeah, it's just like Rob said, it's the combat lazy boy.
Yeah,
it's an armored Barco Lounger.
If they'd have moved the seat further back and given it some kind of gigantic get out of my goddamn way cannon right in the middle,
right,
it probably would have gone a lot further. But it's got pea shooters on the side and 2 missiles that Scrap Iron has on his own. So yeah.
Mark, you can answer this. Justin Jeffrey wants to know, wasn't Armada or Energon Snowcat a Snowcat?
I forget if it was Armada or Energon, but yeah, they made
Energon.
Oh, there we go. They had one called Snowcat that turned into a Snowcat. Kind of cool. I had a limited pitch when we had almost no tooling about releasing those Transformers painted and decoed to, holy smokes, to actually be the G.I. Joe items, because there's a decent amount of crossover, right? And they've done some of them, right? The Power Glide or Viper, I renamed him. Get it? Viper, and I made him blue.
As a Rattler.
Yeah, as a Rattler, right? That was pretty slick. And I had the Cobra logo on him too, as I recall.
You did. The Cobra Air Force logo, yes.
Not too bad, if I do say so myself.
I actually have one of those guys.
See, that's what I'm talking about. 2 uses out of that mold: Power Glide, the aerial bot, and then that one. There were a couple more.
You didn't do a G2 version.
I did not. No, I didn't. With a part of the pitch, it would have been cool. Never would have got done. Would have required a little tooling, but was to remake the Night Raven as movie Jetfire, because they made him a Blackbird in that second god awful Transformers movie.
Right.
So there was a pitch of reloading this stuff up, but it never went very far.
Andrew Goggin, Janky Megatron playing second stage at Coachella.
Janky Megatron sounds like a cover band.
That's my ska band back in the 90s.
Right. We opened for Sugar Ray once. We were bad.
We were all right. We're good as a regional act. San Diego never knew what hit it. Dinah Davis asked, what the heck did Battle Force 2000 vehicles transform into? It was sort of a wide open square with occasional guns, like a modern circling of Constantinople wagons.
Pretty much.
That's pretty much it. It was a fort.
The future fortress.
Thank you. There you go.
It was supposed to have a base they could all latch into, but that got costed out.
It never fit together, right?
Show together, Mark.
Yeah,
you're here to bring out those terrible details.
Yeah. It never fit together, right? Even if you had all the parts in good shape, it doesn't quite work. It's not.
No, they just
kind of sit
to
there.
each other.
Yeah, like Phil said, there was supposed to be a base piece for it that everything kind of latched onto, and they, yeah.
Should have made that a mail order item. Like
David Andrews says they should do a Sky Striker that changes into a Macross Transformer. Ah, crap, brain fart.
Yeah, can't do it. Harmony Gold, Harmony Gold,
the company that exists merely to sue over the trademark they sit and do nothing with.
Yeah, I guarantee you. I guarantee you they're going to get a ping from this video, and they're going to be like, "Can we get him? Can we get him? Damn!"
Got to monetize that second,
right?
Firefly says, "Don't mock the Triple T. It can shoot behind itself, and with the Road Toad, it's a fantastic battlefield recovery vehicle. The driver can actually see behind." Okay. I mean, if that's how they were billing it as a support vehicle, that would be one thing. But they every time you see the Triple T, Sarge is just blowing through the front lines and engaging,
leading the charge.
So I mean, if that's
and then quickly jumping out of it. So
flying down the battlefield and getting bugs in his teeth.
Wait, where did it go? Where'd it go? Dustin Jeffrey says Rolling Thunder screams Omega Supreme to me.
Yeah, with the big missile, sure.
That'd be kind of cool.
But there is that one online. There's that Rolling Thunder Optimus Prime. Didn't the third-party company actually do it? I think
2 different third-party companies did it, and they both changed the design so much you can't tell it's supposed to be the Rolling Thunder.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, because they were afraid of Hasbro suing them. Little did they know, Hasbro doesn't sue. So
They don't.
not in China, they don't.
One was early in the third-party movement. The other was not. So with
There
that
you go.
second attempt, they should have known it wasn't going to be an issue, but they still went away from that Rolling Thunder design.
Right.
Rachel Salinas says that the Astro Train Crusader crossover is on our list.
Not bad.
I
The
would-
train part would be weird though, but okay.
Right. I somehow think that they would be willing to shop that one out, but maybe you could just do Blast Off instead.
There was a
random
Transformers,
Atacon.
a hovercraft, but it
Sea
was
spray.
no. I don't mean the Transformer. I mean there was later on. There was one that
Yeah.
they did in green that was not bad, but it was mainly hollow in the back. Yes. What's this guy named?
To the TF Wiki.
Right? I used to be on that. I still might be on that, but whatever.
But so yeah, I guess we'll just keep our ears to the ground for more details when this comes, and I'm sure it'll come soon enough.
Yeah.
Especially now that this has trickled out, they're usually pretty good about
It'll
getting
be up for pre-order next week.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I say that like I'm waiting to pre-order it. I'm taking a pass. Kup is one of my favorite Transformer characters, and I'm taking a pass here. So I don't even the aspect of the reissued O-Ring Joes. It's just it's a reissue of guys that I already have, and
Yeah.
it's not that interesting. Oh, so yeah. But again, if you have an idea of what you would like to see as a G.I. Joe collab with Transformers, just go ahead and leave that in the comments down below. And that's what we got for the news.
Cute little chunky tank kitty.
Remember that Chalky Tank Kitty is brought to you by the G.I. Joe 3D Printing Podcast. They just had a new episode this week. So be sure to check them out. Hopefully we'll have some more news about the availability of Chalky Tank Kitty 2.0.
Ooh.
Along with maybe some cool bonuses. Maybe I know something about this. Maybe I don't.
Conspiratorial.
We'll see. But again, be sure to check them out. It's got our buddy from the show, Mark Gerwig, and pals talking about 3D printing. If you got any interest there, that's a good bunch to talk to. Apparently, Matt Rubin's been on Twitter and saw pictures today. So look, man, I don't get on Twitter very often. Tuesday is a busy day for me. That's why I hate Tuesday show prep, because I've usually got this thing in the can Monday night.
I think he was talking about that cat house thing you retweeted.
Oh, well, maybe. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Our I think he's Norwegian. Forgive me. But our Norwegian fan Mirka put up the Chunky Tank Kitty set that somebody was selling, and so I retweeted that one. Looks more like a Mocat than a Meowler. So it's good. You can do both. There's no one or the other here. We like to build an armada.
We're versatile.
Hey, I found the backwards whale Transformer. Sharing it now. His name's Deep Dive. He's a Sea Spray repaint. But when they redid him in green and black, not bad.
Okay. I mean, you kind of lost me at Sea Spray repaint.
Yeah, but he was better looking. I shared the photo. Take a look.
He's bigger.
Pop him up. Fans will love it. I didn't even make this guy. Look, he's a robot with flippers for feet. I mean, it's kind of a backwards whale, but I guess you could drive it backwards.
I mean, if you could zoom that in a little bit, it would help.
I don't even have the technology for that.
Control and mouse wheel.
Oh, we do have the technology for that.
Yeah, so you're just going out of a browser window. It's different for me running out of StreamYard.
Yeah. All right. Hey, not bad.
There you go.
Pretty exciting.
But remember, so check them out, and we'll be right back after a quick word from our friends at Kokomo Toys.
We buy, sell, and trade vintage and modern toys. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, DC, and more. Located in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana, we are open every Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. It's a theme park of nostalgia. Join the thousands of people who have traveled from all over the Midwest for over a decade to buy and sell with us. Get your geek on.
All right.
Colin just tried to bite me.
Well, you were probably messing with him,
I was petting him.
right? Messing.
That was
with
your first mistake.
What a bastard.
him was your problem. Anyways, we do have a fan pick coming to us this week, and that's of course showing off the latest in What's on Joe Mine winter wear. Our model Mango Habanero showing off the What's on Joe Mine one.
Hey.
Can't beat that, man.
Outstanding.
If you got a little one around your place or know somebody who does,
Mhm.
go ahead and get them one of those What's on Joe Mine onesies.
And then when they ask what's on Joe mind is, you just say never mind.
That we don't care about that.
Can we
Free
get
clothes.
the,
What do you want? What's with the third degree?
can we get the logo low on the backside? Because that's where the explosion happens.
Turn it a little browner.
We're trying to distract from that explosion, Mark.
That's a special What's in My Pants edition.
But that's a delightful picture from our friend Joe Colton of little Mango Habanero. A couple pictures, just to show that we're in with the kids.
Mhm.
We're
Yeah,
hip,
our demographic skews tremendously.
right? We are hip with a young crowd.
Yeah, we're really big with the 5-month-old female crowd.
That's right. Has it been 5 months already? Yeah, it has.
Is this Jen Bravo now? I don't know.
We're old, especially Rob.
Mhm.
Feeling it in my bones.
As Josiah Alcorn says, Thanksgiving is coming up. No better time to get a $16 thick in the crotch bro T Public call sign longbow shirt.
That's a good call.
Absolutely. I think we've sold all of one of those, so that wouldn't be a bad choice. Pump those numbers up.
Operators are standing by.
You bought that one, didn't you?
My guess is it's Matt Rubin. Because if anytime there's one sold of a design,
Mhm.
Matt Rubin's probably the one. If you've already bought the off target Mark Webber t-shirt,
Mhm.
you have a collector's item because they made us take that one down.
Oh,
Yeah, like Target pinged us on copyright. So I had to change the logo.
I told you.
I had to change the logo of the font of the word Target, which actually kind of like conceptually it works because we're off target. It should be just slightly different. So, but I wasn't thinking quite that meta at the time. So it's a slightly different new design on the off target Mark Webber tee, now available on the T Public page.
Yeah. Target came for Mark again.
right. I'm glad they have enough staff that they can come after What's on Joe Mind when they aren't busy canceling your pre-orders.
Hey,
Right. Well,
speaking of that, did you get a resolution to your chuckles?
Oh yeah, I did. They had Hasbro deserves a well, not an apology, but I said we'd check into it. They did send me an email saying, "Hey, wrong card. Give us another card to charge on." And I had just missed it, and it had been beyond. They give you like 5 days to respond. So I responded, and I'm like, "Hey, what the hell?" And they said, "Well, we sent you an email." So let me check on that. Oh yeah, You kind of totally did. You got any left? And they're like, yeah, sure, we'll make you a new order. So because they had stock, it was no problem. But they did nothing wrong, and their customer service, as always, first rate. So more on that later. How's that?
All right. Well, we are rolling right into what we got in.
Oh.
So Phil, you're once again technically our guest, even though it seems like you're here more often than some of our actual hosts. Why don't you go ahead and kick this thing off?
All right, kind of a slow week for me. So I got a super guru.
Let me get you in the big window here. Come on.
Is she celebrating Life Day as well?
With those all red legs, you'd think so, right?
That is
What's with the all red legs?
They're real thigh high, like there is like the sculpt of the top of the boot inside the skirt there. They just decided, we won't paint that part of the flesh. it's all hidden under there anyway. It's
all right. Let's keep this family friendly, Phil.
I guarantee you 90% of the people who bought that's the first thing they did. Well, what's up there?
And though the primal isn't new, all these a lot of these robots that are attached to him.
The robots. He's crawling with robots.
Those are some newer additions there.
Was that a giant pack of minicons, or did you track those down one at a time?
One at a time. Some of these are in 2-packs with other robots. Like this comes with a Wheeljack. But
Wheeljack, the beat up burrito truck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But who can not want a Rhinox with a giant Gatling gun out of his butt?
Yeah.
Anyways, for the record, Matt Rubin has confirmed he does have that shirt.
There you go.
All right.
No, we sold a couple of them, so I knew that they were out there. And anytime we actually sell a shirt, Matt Rubin has it.
And then I also got this super interesting X-Men comic, The Uncanny X-Men at the State Fair of Texas.
Nice. They're fighting. Big Tex is a sentinel.
Fighting there's a Pegasus
comic from the Dallas Times Herald. Apparently, back in the 80s, if you wanted a Marvel comic, you could just commission them and they'd make it.
Yeah. They have something like Spider-Man and the Hulk meet the Dallas Cowboys.
There's like 5 Spider-Man comics this newspaper put out. It's hilarious.
Yeah. I'm sure they would do that today, but the price is probably just a bit higher.
That's
with that Disney bump. Actual pretty good art in there. Look at that.
That have to be written.
Probably one of their. It was probably
something
one of their.
Else. Come on.
Yeah, it's Jim Salicrup is the writer, not Claremont.
Yeah. Who's the artist?
Art is David Kraft. No, wait, that's script. Kerry Gamble and Alan Kupperberg as pencils. 2 people listed.
What, one's the pencil, one's the eraser? That don't make no sense.
I don't know. If you're,
it means that one of them did some pages and the other one did some others.
All right. I'm not asking for an actual dollar total, but did that set you back a bit because it's rare? Or was it relatively affordable because it's weird?
Not as much as you'd think. Yeah, there's a few on eBay, so the prices aren't too out of control. Okay. But it's a little bit more than I would have liked to have paid, but still not that much.
Phil, you are quite possibly more X-Men than I am, which is hard to do. So are we Team Wolverine or Team Cyclops? Where are we at here?
Yeah, it's not going to be the slim guy.
Fair enough.
If you really must know, I'm Team Rogue.
Okay, there you go. I'll give you that. My daughter's Team Kitty Pryde, so not bad.
Okay, let's see here.
I like that a slow week for Phil is like Christmas for anybody else.
Right. I got a very quick part of this segment, so yeah.
I got it a Defiant. It's a little stingy.
Mind you, we just talked last week, so it's not like he's going way back up.
Here's amazing.
Yeah, it's literally a week.
Here's Amazing Fantasy number 12. Corner's a little dinged.
Amazing Fantasy 12. Nobody wants that.
Isn't that which one is Spider-Man?
15.
15. Whatever. I got a whole run of Blue Devil from DC. It's not very good.
Where did I put? There it is.
Oh,
Aha.
Phil, come
That
on.
one I got not too long ago.
Oh,
Oh,
hey.
that's a good one. That's expensive, isn't it?
This
That's
was
first row.
$21.50 that I got on
Wow.
eBay.
That's not
Great
bad.
grab. First
Yeah.
That's
row.
not bad.
Yeah.
Firefly.
So
says,
that's it for me. That's
everything just full sounds like it's coming out of the trash.
that's
Nope.
because everything's wrapped in plastic.
I know.
It's just Megatron. Megatron's the only one that came out of the trash bin.
Phil's entire living space is covered with packing material. Now, just Phil took 40 minutes. Rob, what did you get in this week?
Well, this should be easy. Nothing.
See, I was making up for time.
I'm getting something tomorrow, though.
Mm.
All right, that doesn't help us tonight.
No, it doesn't. But I'm sorry. Comic book release days are Wednesdays, and 301 comes out tomorrow.
Mark Weber,
Yeah.
what'd you get in?
As previously mentioned, it's Chuckles O'Clock.
All right.
Weber House. So we're pretty happy
Excellent.
about that. And then no spin, no sarcasm, no nothing here. Filled in today for a third grade class. Great kids. Had a good time. And at the end of the day, I got a drawing from one kid, which was great. And then another kid brought this up and said, Mr. Weber, this is a note. That's all he said. This is a note. Okay. I hadn't met most of these kids before. So we did the I wait till I got home, did the big reveal.
Oh,
Aw.
Mr. Weber's the best, Daniel. So come on now. That's the best thing I got in all week.
there you go.
Usually kids that young aren't that they're not that astute. But Daniel's picking it up. So
How much did the bribe cost?
right? Less than Avengers Annual number 10. About as much as Amazing Fantasy 12.
A shiny nickel.
Yeah, pretty much.
Amazing Adult Fantasy 12.
Yeah. But
That one, Rob, is that Lady Cop?
Huh?
ooh, Amazing Fantasy 12 is
It's probably one of the old monster ones. They're probably like Groog the Omnipotent or something.
ooh, I like that. I'd go for that. But anyway, have a kid just leave you a note that says you're the best, and he's known you like 3 hours. Like, that's awesome. So I'm down with that. I'm going to keep that. So whenever anybody hassles me, I can say, no, sorry about that. It says right here I'm the best. So it's even signed. So legit.
It's science.
Daniel.
Yeah. And take it up with Daniel if you disagree.
I got nothing. I got nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Didn't you have a beachhead streak?
I was on kind of a tear for a while there.
You were on a heater?
Some weeks there's really affordable ones, and then other weeks there's not so much. So,
That's it. I respect that you have an iron standard there, right?
Yeah.
Like it ain't always going to be beachhead week. Is it not really under your control?
no. I am a savvy shopper. I am a very disciplined eBay shopper.
Mhm.
Disciplined. That's the word.
I'll
Remember
tell
that
you what
word,
is
son.
affordable.
Discipline.
Yeah. So no desert Apaches kicking around your place, seeping with regret like me.
He regrets none of them.
Watching the stickers fall off.
So bad.
And of course, everybody, by all means, go buy a Real American Hero number 301.
100%.
That'll be next week's what I got in.
All 27 alternate covers.
Can't do it.
Right. That's there's a lot of covers floating around on that one. Let's roll into shout outs. Phil Donnelly, shout it out.
Shouting out to my partner, Patrick Stewart. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hey, happy birthday.
We do the Articulated Points podcast together. It's a podcast about toys. We go into deep dive, blah, blah, blah. You heard this all yesterday or last week. It's just go to the channel, subscribe, but we need views.
All right. Is that it, Phil?
And thank you to the lovely audience for continually having me back and not chasing me away with pitchforks and torches.
You've always got Disneyland to escape to.
Mhm. Yeah, legit. If you got chased with torches, where would you go? I think I know.
But there's torches over there too.
Oh, in the tiki.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they're paid to be nice to you there, Phil.
They're tiki torches. They're used for chasing Vincent Price away from the Brady Bunch.
That's a good point.
Rack time, Rob.
Thank you to the studio audience. And remember, go buy Real American Hero 301 tomorrow.
That's right.
Mark Weber.
We'll want to shout out to Daniel, the smartest third grader I've ever met. Seriously, digging that.
Big
Weren't
heart,
your kids third graders at one point?
What? Yeah, but they weren't that bright. I mean, seriously.
big-hearted kid with questionable tastes.
Yes, and there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Questionable thing.
Shout out to the lucky owner of this Mad Marauders Beachhead. That could be you.
Mad
And-
Marauders barbecue.
It could be,
Oh,
but it won't.
Whatever.
Don't get people excited with a
No,
character you might want.
Trying to make a sale here, Mike.
Stop messing up the deal.
To you, actually. But okay.
Send it back and wreck your eBay rating.
Technically, Beachhead version 2 was Slaughter's Marauders, sort of. So we're just see if we can get it. And shout out to my buddy Roto, who's my partner in the Eternal Baseball venture. Today is opening day for Eternal Baseball. So if you love baseball, check out eternalbaseball.com and our Eternal Baseball podcast. First episode of season 4 this Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern on YouTube.
Be sure to complain to Mark about why your favorite player isn't starting for you.
Yes. And why the Royals are struggling when they're being fueled by Willie Wilson, Frank White, and Alex Gordon, because you couldn't ever play anybody but them.
Yeah.
I got your back, Royals fans. I'm giving you exactly what you want this season.
Do it.
Yeah.
And let the English see you do it.
I question why you're even bothering, because they're not any good when they play the guys who are better than them.
I know. But they think they're not good because I'm not playing the guys with the weaker stats. So there still is something to prove here. So going to be a good year.
Don't even sub them out. Make them play injured.
Right. Now batting, the catcher, Frank White.
Prove
Yes!
a point.
Yes.
I'm going to give a shout out, like everybody else did, to our live audience. Thank you so much for joining us every week. It's a lot of the same names. Thank you for spreading the word for us. We really appreciate that. If you're catching us on replay, we love you too. So thank you for tuning in. We certainly, we get good 75, 85 views live. We certainly don't stop there during the week. So if you're catching us afterwards, don't fret. We love you too. If you're catching us on audio replay, there's still about 200 of you too. Please, if you haven't by now, make your way over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel there. That is the way you can help us out the most. But you know what? If you're catching us through Podbean or Apple or wherever you get your podcasts, great. We're glad you're still with us. Give a shout out to our special guest Phil Donnelly, who's getting less and less special with every one of his many appearances.
So rough.
But he's still kind of special. Look, all the expression fell out of his face. That is dynamite. That is one.
I haven't seen him that disappointed since he opened that Megatron.
Since he took off one of its many pieces of
that his tank has a Megatron bust in its cargo bay.
It's a shrine.
If that was supposed to happen, okay.
Right. With a Techno Viper just sitting on his head. Like
Standing on his head for the turret.
Justin Jeffrey asks, we could talk about G.I. Joe on the Eternal Baseball podcast, right? Yes, we can.
It happens.
Every so often.
Yeah, absolutely.
Greg,
Let me know when Enrico Palazzo's doing the Star Spangled Banner.
Right? He's going to sing this weekend. It's going to be a good show.
they talk about Grand Slam and hardball. So there you
That's
go.
right.
Want to give a shout out to our good friend Brian, Hooded Cobra Commander 788, who leads into our wonderful program every week. We appreciate all the shout outs that you give us. Give a shout out to our good friends at Kokomo Toys, our wonderful sponsors for these many years now. We will sing your theme song in glory. Kokomo Toys.
Kokomo Toys.
Kokomo
Toys.
Give a shout out to Mark's cat, Colin.
Who is not watching anymore.
That's
the backside. Here's the tail. Hello.
Oh, yeah, that's a smart move.
I'm not afraid of nothing.
We're not going to have Mark next week, are we?
Spicy.
You just see a hurricane of teeth and fingernails.
See, to properly start the cat, You got to crank the tail, right? You got to crank the tail. Oh, he's so mad.
We are going to see a lot of blood.
A multi-toed paw just reach up and drag Mark off screen.
He's so mad.
He's okay.
He's going to wait till I'm asleep.
Right?
Yeah.
Then put his giant backside right on your face.
No, claw.
Good time to invest in neckerchiefs.
Right, one of those NHL throat guards. I'm all over it. Yeah.
Infinity
Forget
scarves.
it. Get one of the old. Get the full goalie mask.
But remember, if you are catching us on Facebook tonight, be sure to give us a thumbs up or a heart or a little huggy guy or whatever. However you want to react to us, that's fine. We do love little huggy guy. It doesn't make any sense, but we love him. If you're catching us here on the YouTube, remember, give us a thumbs up down below. You were a little lax on our thumbs up of late. I'm not happy about that, people. We need to it's just a click.
Calling you out.
And of course, if you haven't already, and about 25% of you haven't, go ahead and click the subscribe button on the other side, that big red, shiny, candy-like button. If you got a couple of bucks left over, be sure to visit our coffee link down below. Help support the channel and get us some better equipment so we can make better-looking stuff for you. But that's it. That's what we got for you. Any last words? Any outstanding regrets?
I mean,
there's lots of outstanding.
I mean, no more than usual.
Just one. Yeah.
None out of the ordinary.
No, same one.
But as our friend Vagon likes to say, be safe, and if you can't, be careful. Be sure to join us next Tuesday at 9:05. Maybe. There's a chance we're not. We're not sure. The holiday plans not set in stone yet. So we will play it by ear. I'll keep everybody posted on our various social media channels if we're back on next week. Otherwise, have a great Thanksgiving if we don't see you. And as our friend Vagon likes to say, stay safe, and if you can't, be careful. Be sure to join us next time, whenever that may be, here on the Superstation for an episode of What's on Joe Mind. Languish with us here in the team stream. Have a great rest of the week. Good night, everybody. I gotta find our button. Go ahead, Mark.
Whoa!
I didn't do a closing credits for this week, so I'm just gonna play last week's. Don't leave us comments. No, we don't care. Leave me alone.